Hi, lovely viewers. It's me, Lady Bonsu, and welcome back from the long break. We are in a new season and we are discussing people, women especially, whose lives impact the society. Women who care to share their story to inspire other women as well. And so today we have Shamim all the way from Uganda, and Shamim has an inspirational story to share with us. Shamim, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm
How are
pleased
you?
to be here.
Thanks for coming. How are you doing?
I would say I'm okay. I'm fine.
Shamim, you look so pretty today. You look like somebody who models or like a beauty queen. Have you done any of these things before?
Yeah. I do fashion modeling here.
Oh, in Dubai here.
Yeah, and I've been representing Uganda. I've represented Uganda 3 times here in beauty pageants. Yeah.
That's good to know. Is this something you've always wanted to do, like a childhood dream?
I think I always wanted to be like to empower women, fight for women's rights. That's the thing that I've always wanted.
What motivated you to empower women?
Like any other person, everyone has a story, and maybe my story is a bit. I never knew about it when I was young, but I had this thing in me that never wanted to see a woman get tortured. You understand?
Yeah.
I was this person that I was young. I don't want to see any woman or a girl being beaten or whatever, because maybe I was a victim. I had my own triggers. But when you're young, sometimes you don't know,
Yeah.
like, how should they say it? Sometimes you don't know why you're doing this. You don't know if it's trauma or something is triggering you into that.
Yeah. But now, when you look back, what do you think influenced this decision that you don't want to see any woman get hurt? What influenced that?
Okay, honestly speaking, I grew up with my mom and dad, and the situation was really stagnant. How do I say it? Seeing my dad and mom fight. So it used to make me feel like, why this, why that? You understand? And unfortunately, even the women in the neighborhood, I don't know if it was just, I don't know if I had to just see that growing up. Even women that I had to meet in our neighborhood, they weren't treated right. And then I saw girls that were being body shamed. I saw girls that were being, okay, I don't know, so many things. I was even a victim of self-esteem. Like, my whole childhood was about women being treated in a funny way, and so my spirit couldn't support that. Maybe there's something that used to make me feel like you need to fight. Why? That's how it
What's
was.
happening?
Yeah.
Shamim, you were born in Uganda,
Yeah.
and both parents are from Uganda,
Yeah.
right? So you grew up in a community where there were lots of like domestic violence, like aggression and all that. Do you think it has an effect on you?
True. And I never knew it. I got to know it when I was old. The more I got older, I just got to know it was in me. Thinking that it was in me until I got into the same situations that I had to see when I was growing up. So I got to know it was trauma that was really pushing me. Yeah.
Shamim, are you the only child of your parents?
No. Funniest part, my mom gave birth only 4 girls. We don't have a boy.
Oh.
Maybe that's why I fight for women.
And do you think that all your siblings, one way or the other, like saw or experienced this kind of domestic violence?
I think they were younger.
You were the firstborn.
I'm the first one. Yeah.
How was your schooling like, Shamim?
Alhamdulillah, my dad wasn't in our lives. Okay, my dad took his part in our lives and then he had to exit. But my
Oh,
mom
he's
was
late.
there. No,
He left.
like I told you, the marriage couldn't work out.
Oh.
I was fighting this and that. But my mom, I thank God for her. I never got time to be with my mom each and every time, or she's teaching me this and that. But her giving birth to me at an early age and seeing her fight for us to go to school, seeing her go with us in this house, whatever, the community saying this and that.
Then she's a strong woman, I guess.
She's the strongest woman.
This is not to make you so emotional, but do you remember a particular incident between mom and dad that really got to you? Like probably you witnessed them fight, like physical aggression. Did you witness anything like that that you can always make reference to?
Actually, they are two. It even got me into a way that I used to fear blood until last year. Yeah, I used to fear blood. I'm a woman, and it was funny to people. How can you be a woman and you're scared of blood? I had my reasons why. Every time I think about it, and I'm like, why? Why did it happen? And it's so funny. I didn't get to I think it was 2006, 5, because my sister, the one that was born in 2005, was still breastfeeding. So my dad and mom get a fight. So when they got a fight, women, my mom was trying to throw something and then it hit my head. I have a scar here. So when it hit my head, blood started flowing on my shirt. After that, my dad, I loved my dad. When you're a child, you're a girl, your dad is going to buy you this, buy you that. Yeah. And then my mom wasn't that sweetheart, like my dad. So my dad sat me down, you saw your mom did this and that. Till I got to know I was manipulated. Because when we went to police and whatever, I was like, my mom is the bad one, and she was breastfeeding my little sister. And then my mom was put to jail. And she used to leave, come breastfeed. And then go back.
Like, was it like on a daily basis?
Yeah, on a daily basis. I don't recall how long it took. At that moment, I never saw it as a bad thing. Because when she left, she used to go and then come back. I think I was like 6 or 7. Because I was born in 1999. And then my little sister, she was still young. I just got to know, I think I was in like Form 3 2013. It was a day I looked back. I thought about it. It triggered me. I felt so bad. I was like, okay, so my dad manipulated me.
How did you know that daddy manipulated you?
Because honestly, what he was doing wasn't right. But the manipulation came in. I was young. Whatever they were fighting, like they used me to go against my mother.
If you say they, who are the they? Is it your dad and maybe his family?
How do I say it?
Probably the community that you lived in, his friends. Who are the they?
Some stories are better unsaid, but yeah. Maybe my dad was cheating.
Sorry, Shamim. Sorry about this.
And these women want to connect with the kids to show the men that they love them so much. As a kid,
probably they will come home and they try to be nice to you and let you know that we are here for you. Mommy's the bad one, kind of a thing.
Like they tried, like my dad. Remember when you're fighting? I wouldn't say my dad is bad. No, they had their own reasons. But this really triggered me in a way that I wouldn't do that to my child. At least I would teach her, guide her. My dad let me see my mom. I also was the one that said, Mom is the wrong one. She's the one that did this and that. And guess what? It was just last year when I was chosen to speak for women in Business Lady of the Year. I sent my mom a message saying sorry.
How did she take it?
She never said so much about it. Before, actually, when I was going through a lot, because last year I don't know, was my hell of a year. I started feeling like, oh, maybe my mom is mad at me. Or maybe she.
But after the incident, I mean, how long were you with dad and probably some of his, let's say, side chicks, whilst mommy was going and coming? If you can calculate, how long did that take? Maybe like a year or two?
No, it didn't get to years. But what I remember, my mom used to go, like, in the evening, they used to let her out to breastfeed, and then during the day, they put her in jail. You understand? And she didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
When I grew up, I got to know she didn't deserve it. Because life happens, but my biggest pain, actually, that's when I felt like, oh, in 2013, that's when I felt like my dad broke my heart. Before, I never thought about it. So I always had this in me. I'll never let a man treat me like my dad treated my mom. I'll never let a man treat any other, because I felt guilty about it.
Were you like in high school by then when that?
This thing happened. That's like 2005. I was a baby. I was like
Yeah, but
6
I mean,
years.
when you started becoming aware of the manipulation, like
I was in
maybe
form
you're
three.
like, oh,
Yeah, I was in form 3. I had started understanding life. We've gotten a boyfriend sometimes, and then you start seeing this and that. I started being aware of what life is. Yeah.
at that time, were you closer to mom? When you started being aware of life and all the challenges that it can come with, how was your relationship with mom?
To be honest, I wouldn't say my mom, being a young mother, I think my mom gave birth to me when she was very young. Because if you saw my mom today, you would say we are sisters.
Yeah.
So, being a young mom, maybe sometimes she didn't get time for us. And then she was a single mother. You know, being a single mother, you're young, you have to work out this and that. So I didn't get time to be so much closer to my mom, to tell her this and that. And maybe she was also shy sometimes, you know, when you're a young mom. But one thing about me was I used to fear my mom so much. Because maybe she didn't want me to repeat maybe the same thing, giving birth at a young age, whatever, yeah. So we weren't so close. Yeah.
At what point did daddy like left the scene?
My dad left us when I was still young.
Before Form 3, when you became aware, or
I
after?
think I was before. I didn't get that much time with my dad and mom. Growing up with mom, dad, mom.
So all the 4 children you like mom had were with daddy.
The three were my dad's, and then the fourth one she got after some years. Yeah.
Wow. And how are your siblings now? Are they also more like defensive? You know?
Maybe I'm the different child at home. Because they bond so tight, and for me, I don't know, maybe I just take life too serious sometimes.
Or could it be that the things you saw when you were growing up informed some decisions you made? Probably that's why you think.
I grew up so early. That's what I would say. Being a firstborn, and the more you grow, the more you get to know why things were going that way. Being a firstborn, after my Form 6, I was like, I need to go work. Going to work in Mukono, there's a place called Mukono in Kampala. Actually, maybe God knew why I was mistreated by men. So this guy was my boss. I go start working with him. He wanted to sleep with me, actually told me. I remember that night. You just don't know. I was like, Each and every day I used to ask myself, why do I still have love inside me after seeing all these things happen to women?
Do you think this has affected your relationships one way or the other?
Yeah, it has. Because I got into my masculine energy. I didn't know about being a soft woman because all I saw was men being hard. So I had to get that to fight for myself. You understand? I didn't have a dad in my life too. Like to nurture me into that girl who is soft. I knew one thing. And unfortunately, I was always the one that talks to my friends. I was always like a healer. And I would speak this honestly. I never got a friend that told me, you can do this, you can do that. Even when I was in high school, it was me that saw the good in people. No one ever told me. I didn't know I had a talent. I didn't know I had a talent all my life. Until I reached here, a Pakistani guy told me, you can be a model.
Okay, so I want to get it straight. From high school, you came to Dubai.
No. From
Okay.
high school, I get to campus. It was kind of hard. I wanted to have a diploma of mass communication and journalism. So I gave birth at an early age, at 19.
You
That
had a
was
baby at
2018.
19.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
2018.
Awesome.
So when life kicks in, you're like, people are mocking you. And so when life kicked in, when I gave birth to my child, reality came.
At a
It
point,
was like everyone showed me it was a mistake. No one supported it. And I was like, God, you give me this child. I still have to face this too. I went through it. I told my mom I was pregnant when it was 8 months.
how did she receive the news?
She asked me, is the dad ready to, to help you, whatever? I was like, yes. She was like, okay, she didn't react so bad, I would say, because I had hidden it for a long time. Because I knew it was the biggest, her biggest fear. She never wanted it because she gave birth to me at a young age. Sometimes some cycles are hard to break. You have to be so resilient and endure what comes with that. It happened. I hid it. I was young.
How are you
And
able to hide it?
I didn't have friends. I'm a person who didn't have so many friends. It was always one or two.
Oh.
So I used to ground myself. I isolated myself from the world because everyone was mocking me. Okay, life has been so funny to me. I don't know why people never believed in me or why people projected their insecurities on me, and yet I was the lover. I was the one that pleased people.
You know, you just said in the community where you grew up, women were not treated fairly. Could that be that that community does not really believe in a woman becoming a better person? Or a woman like taking on some roles?
Sometimes, how should I say it? I just learned that we are different people. We're all brought up in different ways. So some men act out of ego, and the community we're living in, even in Dubai, everywhere, you have to be healed to really handle a family. That's why families are breaking every day. So we are facing, we get into relationships with people who are unhealed, so they project their fears, their insecurity on us. And to heal, it takes so much, because so many people run their fears. They run out from their fears. They find ways to kill their pain. So they use women for that.
At what point in time did you decide to come to Dubai?
Actually, I wasn't in a very bad situation, but still, I had gotten a heartbreak. I was broken. I wanted to, like, to be independent. I didn't want to depend on someone this time.
You were broken, your baby daddy left, or
So many things had broken me. So many things had broken me. But still, I was like, this time I want to be independent. I came to Dubai. So many people don't believe that I went and worked as a housemaid. And I reached here. I have so many. I don't know how to tell you. The story is too long. We could spend weeks on this.
you've been a house help in Dubai. Did you stay there for long? Did you do that job for long?
To be honest, despite the fact that I was a girl that works hard, maybe that wants to be better, I wasn't used to these things. And until today, my mom doesn't know I work there. But the fact that I was writing my book and I was like, I have to put it. She doesn't know. And that's my top secret, maybe.
So baby is home with mom.
No, with the dad.
Baby's with daddy.
Yeah.
Do you
And I'm
how
grateful for
often
that.
do you hear from baby?
Before, it was almost every day or after 2 days until I got into depression. Because sometimes I was in pain that I couldn't. If he calls me or something, it kills me inside. Sometimes I called my mom just to listen to her and then lie to her that I have a toothache and tears were rolling. Because at that moment, I was just alone. And there are situations you get in and they trigger you. They bring out all the trauma you've gone through all your life.
Yeah. There are some instances, like some incidents that will remind you, hey, this has happened to me before, and then all those memories will keep coming. Yeah. But how do you deal with them?
I don't know, but sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, maybe I'm a different being because I don't look my problems, and I attract people who have problems that they think are more than mine. They come to me. There's no one I'm going to tell someone my story. They come with their stories. You look at them and you're like, thanks to God, you still have where to live, maybe. But you're here with me. You don't even know whatever is going on in my life. And I'm grateful that so many people come to me and they're like, Vika, you changed my life. You told me this and it helped me. But me, I never get people to tell my story. And that's why it got me to write every day. Every day that I spent, I wrote how
Your day has been.
because I didn't have what to tell.
Yeah.
And I tried telling my mom about it. She told me it was in my head. But this time, the pain was of the soul. It wasn't
Physical pain.
physical. I couldn't feel physical pain anymore.
You're like numb to pain now.
Yeah.
So would you say then you had more masculine energy than the feminine?
I don't know if it's that. But one day I was with my friend. Thanks to God, there was someone to witness this. The one day, if I ever talk about it, the world wouldn't sound lying. Because some things happen to you, and people are like, hey, she's lying, you understand? But this time, I couldn't feel physical pain. My soul was burning. My soul was hurting. Funniest part, everyone thought I was fine. No one helped me. I spent nights outside. Dubai was